What is going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? Revolution El Cowboy here, and this is my review of WWE's NXT Takeover Dallas. And man, what a show! And I don't know how WrestleMania is gonna top what one hell of a show that NXT put on Friday night. You know, there were 5 great matches, including 2 incredible debuts, and hell, there were even some superstar sightings of, you know, guys who were from other companies now looking like they may be a part of WWE. Including one of them is a former world champion from, you know, a wannabe rival, but yeah, we'll get to that here in a little bit. Of course, 5 great matches, 3 of them were titled, the other 2 were not for any titles because there's only 3 belts in NXT, and well, the ones that weren't were actually 2 big debuts. So first, let's get to the tag team match. We had American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable teaming up against, you know, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, aka the Revival, the NXT Tag Champions. And this was for the NXT Tag Team Championship. And it was one hell of a match. You had two teams with 2 different styles. American Alpha, they're the amateur, collegiate, Olympian, you know, tag team. So they're very mat-based, technical wrestlers. And then you had Dash and Dawson. The 2 guys look like they come to a bar, they brawl. I mean, they'll whoop your ass, you know. They kind of are like, you know, they remind me of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard and just the way they were. I mean, and they're pretty technical in their own right. And this was one hell of a match, of course. Dash and Dawson pulled their early heel tactics. Even at one point, I think they tried to pull a little switcheroo, and the referee didn't fall for it because, well, you guys aren't the Bella Twins for one, and you're not the Usos, so you're not twins. So yeah, you may wear the same ring attire, but that's about it. But other than that, good match. It ended with Chad and Jason pulling off their double team finisher, with Chad getting the pinfall victory on Scott Dawson to, you know, get their, you know, American Alpha their first ever tag team titles in WWE on NXT, which, so that's good to see new tag champions. I'm very proud of that, of them winning it. Next match, the first of our 2 big debuts, we have Baron Corbin taking on the greatest man ever lived, a double, Austin Aries, a former TNA and Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, and this was another great match. Austin Aries got a big pop, and why wouldn't he? You know, it's awesome to see him in NXT, and you know, Baron Corbin, you know, did a lot of dominating, he did a lot of trash talking, and you know, Austin Aries, he's like, hey, bring it, man. In the end, Austin Aries was able to get a kind of a little bit of a nice little, like, kind of like a sunset flip, kind of like a roll-up pin-up on, you know, on Baron. So it was a good match. Glad to see Austin win. Next match, this was definitely one that all the fans looked forward to. Sami Zayn taking on the debut and King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. He had one hell of a pop, especially with there being a big international crowd. So you know, a lot of these people who are probably from the UK have probably had the chance to see Shinsuke wrestle over there, and you know, and you have 2 guys who are very well respected. You know, neither Sami or Shinsuke missed a move. In the end, Shinsuke was able to pull off the victory over us, you know, over Sami with his shine triangle hold. There's a Koji clutch, and there's lots of good moves, and in the end, you know, Shinsuke was able to get the victory, and then there was a show of respect between the 2 of them. You know, shaking each other's hands, and then with Sami, you know, holding up Shinsuke's arm, you know, in victory, and then as Shinsuke's out of the ring, you know, the fans are saying, "Thank you, Sami," which this would be probably Sami's, you know, send-off match, since he's already debuted on the main roster, and he's going to be in the Intercontinental Ladder match with 6 others, including his longtime NXT rival / friend Kevin Owens, the current Intercontinental Champion. So we definitely look forward to that match on Sunday. But anyways, great match between the 2 of them, and also I think this was in between this match and Austin Aries and you know, Baron Corbin's match. A wrestler from Japan by the name of Kota Ibushi. Please forgive me if I butchered his name. Was there? I kind of missed this because I was watching portions of the NXT show at work when I didn't have customers because it was kind of a slow night at work, and then caught the rest of NXT, at home. So I kind of missed this, but this is a guy I'm not really too familiar with. But it's good to see we're getting more Japanese talents. We got, Shinsuke Nakamura, and you got Asuka, who will be in the next match, and so it's good to see we got another, another superstar everybody who knows pretty well from Japan. But anyways, get to the next match. As I mentioned, we got Asuka taking on Bayley. Bayley, of course, the NXT Women's Champion, as she defends the title. And Asuka, she kicked a lot of ass, but Bayley held her own. In the end, Asuka was able to put her Asuka lock on Bayley, and Bayley unfortunately passed out. And as the match was over and Asuka's crowned champion, they showed Bayley looking hurt and just being sad, which is much different because Bayley's normally the happy-go-lucky type girl, even as she usually just she enters the ring and all. But to see her just sit there in disappointment, it was kind of like, I don't know, maybe is there a gimmick change in the works for Bayley? I don't know. I guess we'll see and see how much longer she'll stick around NXT before she joins her fellow, 4 horsewomen, pals, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha on the main roster. I guess that remains to be seen. So, yeah. Now, before we get to the main event, the third of the, of the title matches and the 5th match of the night, the main event, it seems like we got another free agent in, well, not officially in NXT, but definitely somebody I think who could make a big impact, pardon the pun. None other than Bobby Roode, a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, the longest reigning TNA World Champion in TNA history, and also a former multi-time TNA Tag Champion, and somebody who just recently left TNA. And he got one hell of a pop, because I did see this, and I was like, holy shit. And man, it'd be great to see Bobby Roode join Austin Aries and Samoa Joe as part of NXT, and you got AJ Styles on the main roster, and you also got Xavier Woods, who's a former former TNA. Well, he's a former NXT guy, but former TNA guy too. So it's good to see more guys that are former TNA talents who got tired of the company and who are all now, jumping over to WWE. It's not official yet, but maybe we'll try to get more ex-TNA guys. I hope. I wish James Storm would have stuck around, instead of going back to TNA. So, oh well, it's good to see if Bobby Roode's maybe consider making the jump. All right. Of course, I mentioned Samoa Joe. He was in action in the main event, taking on the NXT champion Finn Balor for the NXT championship. And Samoa Joe had his traditional entrance, and then Finn Balor came out with a chainsaw. I was like, damn, did he borrow the chainsaw that was given to Dean Ambrose by Terry Funk? Because that was crazy seeing that in the entrance. Of course, Finn Balor's in his demon paint, as he always wears at every NXT takeover. He had a little bit cool of the black and red with the white demon look with a little blue, and it was one hell of a match. The most significant part of the match, though, there was a lot of good moves, a lot of good spots, was Samoa Joe getting busted open by Finn giving a headbutt, and the referees had to check up on Joe, and Joe wanted to continue the match, but WWE's not too crazy about their wrestlers bleeding, and the fans were yelling, "This is bullshit," It was crazy, but one hell of a match. Joe held his own, but at the end, Finn Balor was able to get the victory over Joe and keep the belt. And honestly, of all the matches, I figured this was going to happen. That as much as I like Samoa Joe, I don't think it's time for the belt to go to him. I think they're going to keep the belt on Balor a little bit longer, and maybe try to have him beat Neville's reign if he hasn't already, because Neville had a long reign of almost 300 days when he was champion. So keep in mind, if they can make Finn Balor keep the NXT Championship all the way to when he had won in July of last year, and when have it to this July, he could be the longest reigning NXT champion in the history of the NXT promotion. But I don't know, we'll have to see. The only match that really kind of got me by surprise was Asuka and Bayley. I thought Bayley was going to retain the belt. I didn't really see her losing. Not that I think Asuka was going to win, but I thought maybe that she would win, maybe at a future NXT show, maybe kind of have Bayley get the victory. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens here next. Of course, she always has her rematch clause. I'm very happy to see American Alpha as the tag champions after I was hoping at the Roadblock show a month ago that we were gonna see Enzo and Cass become NXT Tag Champions, but that didn't happen. So it's good to see that another team got a chance. And hey, maybe we'll see American Alpha on the main roster sometime. Maybe someday. I guess we'll have to see. Sorry if I'm kind of losing my voice. And of course, I figured Austin Aries and Shinsuke were gonna win their debuts, especially as like I was mentioned earlier with Shinsuke and Sami's match. It was probably a good send-off match for Sami. So you got to have Shinsuke, win his debut. Same with Austin Aries. So those were great matches, and yeah, it was a great show altogether. I'm hoping that WrestleMania will somewhat be decent. I'll make my WrestleMania predictions video after this one, and I mean, I don't know how they can top this, man. NXT's Takeover may have been even though it was in a smaller venue than what WrestleMania is going to be, I think it was a much bigger show, just because it's got more fan support than for a 2-hour show with 5 matches compared to a 4-hour show with a crap ton of matches. And I don't know, I mean, WrestleMania I think it's going to still be good, but man, Takeover, it's probably going to be the best thing all weekend along with the Hall of Fame. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this year's, the first ever NXT Takeover Dallas. Let me know what your guys' thoughts. What do you think of the matches? What was your favorite? Did you get any predictions that you thought were going to be right or going to be wrong? Just let me know. Comment down below, and as always, hit that like button, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm Revolutionary Cowboy. Rock on and keep collecting.